Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Keaton, and in this video I wanted to basically just walk you guys through how I like to play Mirage and show you guys maybe like a couple grenade spots, couple positionings, and I don't have like a super in-depth plan exactly. I'm just gonna walk around the map and give you guys some pointers for how I like to play the game. Yeah, I think I have like a little more than 5,000 hours in this game, so I'm not, the best in the world, but I have quite a bit of experience. So yeah, let me just show you guys. So starting here in T-spawn, there is like a lineup for, I'm pretty sure, every single spawn to smoke mid-window, but I haven't memorized all of those, so I'll just show you how I like to do it. I like to walk into this corner right here to start, and then you look at the top of this rail right at the corner, and then I'm gonna left click, and right before I jump throw, I'm gonna hold what do you guys, that button? D. So if I just hold D for a second and then jump throw, you can see that'll land right in mid window, just like that. And then a lot of times I'll have a player drop me another smoke right here in this other corner on the right. And then from the right side, if you aim, you can see that there's this little like staircase pattern on this carpet here. You go up, not to this first pointed corner, but the second one. You look right at that. And then if you just jump through it from right there, you'll see that should perfectly smoke off con. And I might have actually done it a little bit off. This one is pretty difficult because if you do it wrong, okay, yeah, no, this was good. This is good. If you do it wrong, there'll be a gap right here, which is not ideal because this will be smoked off and you're running up through here, whatever you're clearing this spot, and then obviously you have somebody can just shoot right over the top of it, like if you get it. I think that's a bad smoke. Yeah, see, I mean, that would be a bad smoke. Like, that's doing pretty much nothing for you. You can have somebody playing all the way back on ninja and with an op or something like that. You could have somebody holding this angle with an op while you have another player kind of like holding this angle here, and then maybe occasionally peeking out to just see if anyone's clearing any of these angles. So yeah, that's kind of how I like to set up a cat execute. Let's see, let's say pretend you get up to here and then you die, maybe, like, let's pretend your cat player dies and you just happen to cross into this spot. You can also throw a smoke like this to just smoke that off if you want to go con, or another thing that is kind of good at like a lower level, like lower elo, you can actually throw a smoke here, and then the reason this one's nice is because if con isn't smoked anymore, you can just jump on through and kind of entry like this. Well, there's two smokes here now, so it's kind of annoying, but you get the point. Another lineup that you guys should probably know is like, I think you see this antenna, maybe like right at the bottom of that antenna, and stand along this line here, and then you want to just run and release, left click, just release right before you get to like the edge of this box about. So I'll show you guys. You line it up right there, and then that goes right into window. A couple of little things you might not know about this spot is if you actually come to this box right here, you can just, oops, jump, and if you like, I'm crouching and then I just jump, well, moving forward, once you jump up onto that box. Another thing is to be aware of is like this spot right here is pretty dangerous to step into, because a pretty common angle you'll see at higher ranks is to head glitch like this spot right here. So you'll have players just kind of baiting right here, and then you might have a cat player throw like a pop flash like this, and then just come up. It's a pretty common spot. Everyone probably knows how to do this window jump. You can actually do it from the bottom spot too, but it's easier if you get up here on the top. You can just jump and strafe and then crouch. You can land up here. And then you have to be really careful coming into that spot, because you know, if you jump up like this, as soon as you get to the spot, the other person can see your shoulder. So, you know, you're standing right there, they're just gonna kill you immediately. So that's a pretty dangerous thing to do. Unless, one thing I like to do sometimes is just, if the window is like still smoked off, you can jump up and then just sneak into this spot. And I think this is like about a 50% free kill. Like half the time players will not even check this, they won't even think. Especially if they hear your team like running up cat or something, players might kind of like do a jump like this. Whoops. And then, yeah, it's just a free kill if you're right there. So, yeah, I could have a whole video on how to get out of this window jump, but let's, just because I'm here, I want to see if I can make this cat jump. I can't always do it consistently, but this is how I like to do it. So I aim for the tip of this wood. I like to walk straight to the tip of that wood, and then right when I get to that spot, I jump. And now I'm going to aim for about, see how like the wood kind of perks up right about this spot? I like to aim for like right around here as my jumping point. And then you have to strafe, I want to look to like kind of right about here, and strafe jump to like this spot right here. So yeah, it goes tip of the wood, jump and strafe, go to about right here, and then aim for that spot. You can also hit the right side, but let's see if I can do it. Yeah, so that's a pretty useful jump. A much easier jump to do is from right here to this box, which for this one, it's actually really easy. You literally just walk straight, and then at the last second jump and then crouch midair, and do a little strafe to the left. And then this one's also, that one's pretty easy. I don't think I have to explain that one. Yeah. Once you're in this spot, if you're playing with, you really want to play this with an op, but the one thing I like to do, because you can't always step out and like perfectly be peeking this angle, and a lot of times if you do, like, because you just stopped right here, then if there's somebody like an opper holding from Palace, they'll just shoot and you'll die. So I actually like to just go into this corner first, and then it kind of gives me like a half second to see where that angle is. So I just go into this corner, and then if I have an op, I can just crouch peek or something, like step out crouch peek like that. Having like a delayed crouch peek can be kind of good too sometimes. But yeah, I know I'm actually, I guess I'm going to show you guys like CT side and T side all in one video. That right there is a pretty hard jump to do it without the running. Get like the beginning little run, that one's pretty tough. But yeah, if you're lucky and you get a good spawn, you can actually like get a player to smoke cat or something and play a spot like this, and people won't expect this much, but it's kind of not that good because it's really easy to get refragged. So one thing I've seen like pro players do is they'll actually have two players jump out window like this, and then you can have a player boost you right here, and then it lets you just like see over cat, like basically have this type of angle. It's a pretty decent spot. But let me show you like this spawn that would be best for that. If you start somewhere like in this area, like I would say to the left of this area, so, and like forward of this line here, so like somewhere close to this corner. If you're like somewhat close to this corner, you have a pretty decent spawn for mid. So I like to walk basically right in line towards right about here. You just walk straight, and then jump in straight to the right before you get to this shadow, while looking right there, and that's gonna help you get in here pretty quickly. Now, what Zyu likes to do is from this point, switch to your gun and jump strafe onto this little thing. And this is pretty good because most players will be either playing like head level here or crouching. But if you're like a little bit higher, then people will be pre-aiming like at your body rather than your head level, which may give you just a little bit of an advantage to get the entry frag, and then you can dip surely that'll get mollied or something. But yeah, so if you have that good spawn, you can just run, jump out here, and then a pretty common thing is to maybe throw like a nade like this, smoke, or I mean flash, but really your CT player should be throwing this flash like every single time. Let me show you the nade lineups that pretty much everyone should be doing on this side. So I see a lot of people do this wrong, and I'm sure someone will comment saying I'm not doing it perfectly, but this is just how I like to throw this molly. Just like this. The reason is, the main reason you throw this molly is so that you can have the player cross like this without just getting shot immediately from here. If you're a little better, you can throw it, I think, so it lands more like here. I think that's like a little more ideal. But it's a little tougher. So the way I like to do this combo is, if I spawn like somewhere roughly near right here, I have a good A spawn, I just run this way, pull up my molly, and then you can see I'm kind of just, from this spot here, I'm just walking straight and looking into A main, and then as soon as I kind of cross this wall here, I just release with a left click like this. And you can see it does a decent job at blocking that lineup, or that line of sight, and it also obviously prevents the rush unless they could smoke it. But yeah, the next thing I would like to do after I throw that molly is I usually throw a flashbang like up here. You can see where that lands, like up by the palm trees. That does a pretty good job at blinding just about anyone who's going mid. And yeah, now that I'm looking at it, I could probably throw it a little bit lower, just so that they don't like see it coming as much. Like, I bet if I threw it more like this, yeah, it might be actually better. But and in terms of like where to look and stuff, you'll figure that out as you play more. Like, I just know that that's going to go over the wall, even though I'm looking down here, just purely because I've kind of like practiced throwing grenades enough. But yeah, after you throw that flash, and if you have this spot mollied, I like to start my rounds by like coming up to here with an op. Like this spot only if I have an op, because I can crouch peek and then kill anyone holding that angle. If I have an AK or something, I prefer to peek from down here or here, so I can like basically catch the person's head if they're coming up cat like this. And then if you play right here, it's kind of neat because you won't be able to see someone who's playing like if somebody's playing in this spot here, I think they won't actually see your head. They're like clearing these angles. But if somebody comes up like forward like this, you will be able to see their head. So it's just good because it lets you isolate that fight with somebody who's here but not here, right? And that's what we want. Now, if you're really, like, say you're on an eco or something, a pretty good spot, I think you should play at least once per game, or one round or whatever, is to just hide here, just to check the other team and see if they even check the spot. I can't tell you how many times I've watched players just creep out like this, and then, I'm just, the only thing I would say is be ready. If they are looking at you, just be ready to shoot, and if one does go by, be ready for two. Like, I try to let one go maybe all the way as far as like here, and then if he gets to that spot at that point, I'll kill him and hopefully be able to escape, maybe with like a pop flash, or it would be better ideally to have someone else like flash you out. But yeah, this spot here can be good. This spot here can be good for watching underpass. This spot obviously can be good for watching underpass. Another pretty decent thing you can do is if you jump up onto this box, which I think is best to do from this side, you'll kind of see why. I think everyone's going to know where I'm going with this, but you can crouch and then just stand up and peeking right into Palace. So that's pretty decent. From this angle here, this one's actually really good for just holding in con, but I like to throw this flash where I look at just from here, left click at the top of this, or the bottom of this little wood thing, and you can like full blind yourself, and it's great. But the other thing you can do is like pop flash anybody who's an A main.
Flashbang out.
Like this. So, or palace. That's pretty effective. This spot here is really strong too if you have someone who can hold con for you, like ideally from that position there. I wish I could ping. I don't know why my ping's not working. But yeah, dump a smoke like this. It's decent. But I like the spot because people will, like, I mean, I know I do this. Like, I get to here as a T, and especially if I have like a teammate in Palace who's already like on balcony, who's already watching jungle for me. Like a lot of times I'll just try to jump across to just get the plant down, right? And if you're holding this angle, somebody in Palace isn't going to see you, but you'll just be able to catch it if you're swinging right on sight. So that's pretty good. Let's say I get this bomb down. Pretty cool post plant spot. I really like to hold right about here to start with because it hides you from pretty much every angle. Like, nobody can really see you, but you do have to be careful because somebody in jungle could be able to see your head. So I kind of use this angle to first try and get a pick on stairs. Let's see if I can like molly from here.
Throwing a Molotov.
Yeah, no, I suck. But if you come into this little corner, you might not know. There's a little gap right here. Lets you see into jungle. And then this jump, for some reason, I struggle with sometimes. This is good practice. Okay, so I'm looking right at this tape thing, and then I just shift jump from here. Yeah, so I press W, I'm holding W, and then I press shift, and right after I jump. Okay. So if somebody's in ninja, I just go. That'd be pretty decent. I guess you can hold W and D or A and D. Oops. Yeah, okay. Not that difficult, once you know how. Just be really careful standing in a spot like this. Some people think they're safe here, but stairs won't be able to see your head if you're standing like this. So just be aware of that. You have to be like crouching and really careful. And if somebody jumps, this would be a good test. I don't know how to spawn a bot right now, but I think if somebody's crouched in that corner, you'll still be able to see them. Maybe, maybe if you're like this, they won't see you, but I'm pretty sure they will. All right, let's go ahead and do A smokes. I'm gonna just show you how to do all the default ones. There's a lot of variants especially for CT, but the first one is you come up to this rail, and you come just to the side, like a little bit to the left of the center of this pole, and then see this little wood thing jutting out to the side. I like to look at the top, like the right side, basically just the right side and a little bit high of that wood thing, and then jump through.
Throwing smoke.
And that's CT. Let's run over there and see how it actually looks so we can tell if it's a good smoke or not. You can see it does a pretty good job, but if you're playing back here, you can jump up in this spot, and then it's kind of inviting, so just be really aware of people trying to head glitch in that spot. That's why I like to get out of A main fast. And speaking of getting out of A main fast, one of my favorite pop flashes to throw is just while you're running basically at like a 45-degree angle with this wall here, you just toss it off of this gap right, like this part of the wall, and yeah, you'll see it's a pretty good pop flash. Yeah, just different depending on how you throw it too. Like if I threw it from further, maybe like
Throwing flashbang.
that does a pretty good job at blinding anyone who's holding like this close angle. You know, if let's pretend your teammate fails their stairs smoke, you can also like get right up into the spot where you're not peeking stairs, but like this, and if you just do like a tap forward and click left click throw like that, you can smoke stairs. You can also do the same thing with a molly, and it will land on stairs as well. So let's pretend you don't want to smoke from there. You can also, if you look like pretty much anywhere in this line that I'm tracing, and you jump through, like basically anywhere right here,
Deploying smoke
that's gonna
shield.
land somewhere on site, and it'll be pretty decent smoke. Right there's a good CT smoke. There's also, if you go to the edge of this door, and then you look, see this L corner shaped, there's like a little right angle of dark pattern. Just look at the bottom left of that.
Throwing smoke.
Jump throw. That's CT as well. Same spot. Everyone I think should know stairs, but it's a little different in CS2. You used to have to look like right at the middle. So like, yeah, first of all you just jump, line yourself up with this a little bit to the left. And then you actually have to look a little bit lower now.
Smoking.
Excuse me. Yep, and then that lands on stairs. And then I usually throw a jungle smoke. So what I like to do is jump right around here, and then the second I land on this part, I let go of all my movement keys and I hit jump, and that lets me basically bunny hop to the next one, but you have to press shift obviously to make it up. So like that, and then I just jump up just to be as fast as possible. And then you line up with the middle of the middle. See, there's these three things. You line up with the middle one, like this. And then this big square right here in the middle of your face, it's like 2/3 of the way up and to the left, where you're just off of it, just below, like a tiny little bit. And then from right here, you just left
Throwing
click,
smoke.
and that's a perfect jungle smoke. Yeah, if you don't get this one right, it's pretty bad. I guess it's easier in CS2 to get it right. But yeah, with this combined with the,
Deploying smoke shield.
you can see like I think these are the two strongest smokes that there are. But one thing you should be aware of is, like, a really good counter to this is you have one player here throw this flash,
Flashbang
this,
out.
and at the same time another. Okay, well, we have the smoke down.
Smoking.
At the same time that pops, you have a player push through here like this, and yeah, anybody like normally you'll have somebody holding up here, maybe up here, maybe here. You know, there's a lot of spots, but if you have that pot flash with you, that can be a pretty effective thing, and it's something I mostly pointed out just because you should be really aware of it as a T. Yeah, what do we want to do next? Let's think. This is the most common molly. You just run, throw it. Not like that. Let's practice. This is good practice.
Molotov out.
Boom. Okay, so you gotta come a little bit wide, like wider than I actually was at first, and then bounce it off like the left side of this.
Laying down to fire.
Yeah, that's gonna. The only thing with this one you should be aware of is people can get into this spot, and it won't actually do anything. So I guess after you throw that one, just be aware. Now, in terms of like pathing, there's a lot of things you can do here. Obviously, most people get scared to peek, so they just come on to here. And the nice thing about this spot is you're most likely to not, like, this is probably the safest spot you can go, but it also doesn't really do much for your team. And also, you'll piss your teammates off if you do that every round, and they all die. And they'll just call you a baiter. So I try not to come here if I can help it, even though that was a pretty bad habit of mine. If you want to really help your team and you're bottom fragging or something, you should really try to clear, like you should have one person trying to swing and clear this. Let's just pretend we have everything smoked off for
Throwing smoke.
to make this all simple too, because this should be part of the execute. So you're gonna have one person want to clear this angle. Like ideally you would have molly this out, so you just have one person who needs to clear this angle. Obviously this angle first. This is a big one. Like, man, I can't even imagine if I had teammates who just knew how to play with mollies. Like,
Throwing a Molotov.
you can have somebody molly this spot, you can have somebody molly this spot, and then, I mean, look at that. Where can they be now? Like, clear this angle here, and then literally the only other places for them to stand are on site right here and on triple. That's literally the only two spots you have to clear. And ninja, that's it. There's literally 3 spots. Hopefully there shouldn't be able to be somebody here, because you would have beat them to the spawn with this spot. but hypothetically, if you saw someone cross, you can molly it out. I mean, and ideally you should have 5 mollies on this execute. I don't know why. Like, I play this map every day, you know, and people don't use their util. Like, it's really easy. Like, it's pretty sad. And if you have someone go palace, then they should be able to freely get to here with those smokes out, and then all they have to do is, like, you really, if you want, you could throw this molly too.
Throwing a Molotov.
I think that should burn anyone out of this corner here. And then, I mean, yeah, free sight take after that. Like, if the person trying to take sight dies to someone swinging, like, this angle, like, you know, someone goes like that, then it should be a free trade for the palace player. But yeah, this right here is probably one of the strongest spots to play, like, anchor from, I'd say, because you can just kind of peek this, and play this angle here is good. This angle, a lot of times if you just hide here, people will just walk out. So yeah, now getting on to, like, my pathing, my favorite pathing. Like, sometimes I'll do this with an op if I didn't go palace, but my favorite thing to do is actually just to go straight for sandwich and try and clear ninja. Thing you should be aware of though is as soon as that smoke fades, this angle right here lets people see from CT, and then I like to just play this spot too because it lets you hear the con player coming. And if you do get smoked out like this, I saw this molly by Alexi B recently. He throws it like, let's see exactly. I haven't gotten very good at this one yet, but let's try and figure out a good lineup for this. You walk, let's say, to the top of the stairs to make it simple, and then see how there's like 1, 2, 3, like these 3 sections. I'm gonna look at the left pillar there, and then how high do we have to look? Right there. Okay, so basically, like, at the level of the top of this thing, so we walk kind of right to here, look right about there, and then that's gonna be a good molly to deny the default plant. I think they would be able to plant here, so maybe then the next thing to follow up with that would be, like, from this spot still, like a grenade where you're looking, like, at the bottom now.
Grenade.
Yeah. That seemed like a pretty good combination to me, like right here.
Molotov out.
And then
Grenade
there.
out.
That could be pretty effective for stopping plant. What else? Let's see. Some good retake molly or flashes. You can walk into the left side of this and then see how there's like a little bit of this thing like sticking out. You just look like right about there.
Flashbang.
And that will. I might have done that a little bit wrong. Let's see. No, I think I might have done that a little bit off. Yeah, I mean, you can just look like that.
Throwing flashbang.
That's fine. It's obviously give them a little bit of time to see it coming, but because it's like straight up and so high, I'd say like most low level players are gonna miss that. Yeah, there's also lineups you can do from here. Like, I want to say the lineup's right around here for default. Oh, I wish I had the bullet tracer thing on, the bullet impact thing on. But yeah, it should be right around here. Lets you shoot into default if they're planting. And then you can also, if you have to retake, you can throw a molly from like deep back here. Try to stop that. Yeah, let's head over towards B site. Oh, I just missed that smoke. Okay, so if you're going B site, jump over this, jump in like this, come to this spot, throw a molly. While strafing this direction, jump right when your crosshair reaches that wood thing. Pull out a smoke and do it again. Did it a little too early, like more like this. And then if you see someone, drop the smoke, and then pick your favorite spot to play. kind of around this area. I really like to jump up on this box. Lets you see into here. I'm sure you all know about that. I wonder if this spot even exists. I've never used to be able to just walk up like this and get onto this box and let you see over this thing into the window. But I've not actually been up there since CS2 came out. That spot's kind of dead. If you play this spot here, you can get a little head glitch on this box. But not my favorite spot. I think a lot of people like to peek into that. So yeah, I like to play here, and then just be aware that someone could jump out the window and swing you from here. This angle here is decent. This angle here, bench is decent. This jail is decent if you want to, but if you play this spot, you should really just hold in this exact spot and just wait for someone to cross. Don't be doing this type of thing from this spot. I mean, you can, but like, you want to get a guaranteed kill, and I think the best way is to just hope that somebody doesn't clear this, especially if you're like a low rank. At higher ranks, it might be a little different because somebody might throw a flash, you know, like this and clear you out like that. Or from here, I think you can even spam out, but nobody's gonna do that to you. If you're playing in, you can also jump up onto this thing like this, and then once you're on this thing, you can just jump straight into apps, which is nice. You can jump up and play this angle, or yeah, I don't know. I don't really play B very much, so I'm just kind of showing you how I would play it. Obviously, you should really have somebody play this spot like at least once per half. You should have somebody play kind of like Van at least once per half. You know, you should play this spot, or actually I prefer this spot, like again at least once a half. I'm saying that because a lot of people just play the same spot every single round, and what do you think's gonna happen if you do that, right? They're gonna just know where you are and they're gonna maul you or do something. You can also play here. It's kind of an unpopular position, but it's pretty cool because if someone plants, I mean, how easy is it to just do this, right? And I would say, like, yeah, unless you feel really confident, you can just take the player who's trying to plant for a guaranteed kill. Another thing you can do is just wait for someone to walk out from here. I don't know, this is not the best spot though, because I think people are more likely to, you know, I guess it's like about 50-50. Does someone push you from this side or from that side? So I would say this is actually kind of a weak spot, but it can be like a guaranteed kill almost. Maybe a better spot would be this wall. I play this one quite a bit because I'd say like 9 times out of 10 you can just swing on this guy, and most likely someone won't have peeked you yet. That's pretty decent. And then once you plant, I think the best retake spot or post plant spot is right here. Like, no matter where people are coming from, whether it be cat, apps, or market, this is just the strongest place to be. Like, so yeah, try not to get too antsy, but I'm just saying, if you swing this angle here, you should be damn sure that you're gonna hit your shot, because you're gonna hear them coming, you're gonna hear those footsteps and know like exactly where they are. So just point your crosshair right where you think they are, and then don't tense your hand. Like, don't say, oh, I know they're exactly right there, so I'm gonna lock into that spot. Just keep a loose grip and say, okay, they're right about there, and then step out, and then from that spot, that's where you like lock your aim in. So, you know, I don't know, wherever they are. It's a pretty common spot too. People like to play because, you know, obviously people will just walk in here, and I know I don't check the spot a lot, like all the time. And if, you know, they are checking that, got this spot up here is even more secret. I can't tell you how many times I've let people just walk by. But I don't play sneaky enough like that. The only downside to this spot is, yeah, like, I would only play this spot if we have like our entire team alive still, or like a lot of our team left. Because, like, let's say there's like 2 players coming in from cat. Well, this is not a very advantageous position. Now you get to retake. But if you're right here, then, oh, I might catch a guy crossing, and then look at that, I'm already on site. Like, I can do something like this. So, yeah, try not to avoid playing, like, this angle. It's pretty weak. You can play, like, an off angle like this once a game, but it's not that good. Like, you don't have much recourse if someone kills you here, or if you get one kill here, you're probably gonna die. So yeah, not the best. Let's go ahead and show you some B smokes. So yeah, just run to this corner and tell your entire team, hey, everyone, drop me smokes, drop me smokes. You can come right here and look at obviously the top of this and jump through them.
Throwing smoke.
And then the next one would be this corner. It's very simple. Jump through. And then if you want, you can walk to the right side of this window, crouch to help you line this thing up, and then you look, see this antenna? See this thing? Just right in between those two.
Throwing smoke.
Left click throw. And you can see you have pretty good coverage. This will be like this.
Deploying smoke shield.
Yeah. And then with this one here,
Smoking.
you'll come out and basically all you have to do is now clear sight. But you'd be aware someone could be playing like here. But yeah, those are the smokes I like to throw. I very rarely get to throw all three of them because my team doesn't like to drop me smokes. But the strongest flash to get out of apps is, what am I doing wrong? Okay, so it's bouncing too far to the left. I think if I stand here, this might fix it.
Flashbang.
Okay, so yeah, I was wrong. You don't stand here, you actually stand here. And then do that same idea. And that's pretty strong, because that will flash anybody playing like close to this wall, or flash anyone in jail, and then flash anyone playing here on arches. So, super strong flash to help you get out of it onto the site. And once you throw that one, you should have one player, their gun out, dropping into this spot, being ready to clear these angles. And yeah, that's not the most comprehensive guide to B-site, but that gives you a pretty good overview. I'll just walk around the map and kind of give you some more random tips. When you're clearing this angle, if you're like, say you're retaking the 1A and you're on CT, I like to clear by standing in this corner before I actually walk through, because it lets you quickly, right, like if someone, let's pretend someone's standing right there. I don't know, my pings are working again, but let's pretend someone's standing right there. If I am doing this, I'm gonna die 9 times out of 10, because I'll just see my shoulder way before I can see them, and it's a very easy kill for them. Whereas if I step into this corner like this, I'm peeking them a lot quicker, so it's a lot more likely I'll get that kill. And this is a pretty strong angle, but I think the more common angle would be like right here. Just look between these little wood slats so you can like see them really quickly, and then something like this to clear out that angle. And then yeah, if you're on T side and let's say your team takes A, this is a pretty common thing if you want to boost the kills on your stat track knife. Let's pretend your team went A and then you make it into here late, like say you went underpass and you're cognizant of this angle and especially this angle. It's a very common spot. And then like let's say you happen to make it into this position, I think you should always like kind of go for this spot, right? And you might catch a late lurker and just knife him right here. Pretty decent. Or you can get behind this guy. You know, he might get smoked off, and so he's going to be basically running back through here a lot of the time, trying to rotate into jungle. So through here, and you might do something like that. Let's pretend that jungle's smoked off.
Smoking.
So a lot of people retake by dumping flashes up high like this,
Throwing flashbang.
which is good. You want to dump any
Flashbang out.
flashes like this are pretty decent. You don't need any lineups really. Should go throw a nade too from this
Fire in the
spot,
hole.
just for default. All of these things are very simple, very easy. If my teammates did these things, I would be a much higher rank. It's unfortunate, but yeah. Rushing underpass can be pretty effective. I would say maybe the first time you rush underpass, just like run all the way till, I mean, if you want, if you're really low rank, you can probably just run all the way to here, and they might not even hear you. If you're mid ranks, like, you might have to like actually walk, because I'll hear you coming. And if you're a higher rank, I think a lot of times you can play like a spot like this and kind of listen for them, and then pre-aim right about here and go for that peak like this. What else do we want to talk about? You know, there's some very particular spots would be good. It's good to know that, like this spot right. Oh, I really like this spot. If your team's going mid, if you guys get like cat control, because so many times players will cross from jungle to try to go B, and that's a free kill every time. And then, you know, maybe somebody goes con too, and this is not the most common angle that they're going to check. So that's a good spot. A similar spot would be to like have someone boost you up onto here and play like crouch and step all the way to the edge of this box, and you won't be able to get seen from the chair. But if somebody steps out like this, their crosshair's gonna be here and your head's gonna be up there, so that's pretty decent. Yeah, might be good. What else? I'm trying to think. A lot of people throw this flash as they're walking out. Help them clear mid. Let's see. If you want to like have a fun risky play, let's pretend that that's smoked off, and your team just, and you know, this is smoked off right here, and your team has just taken the site and dump a flash like this, and ideally, like, you could even throw a nade like this, and then hopefully when it lands, you can drop into the spot and sandwich. And every once in a while they won't hear you, and you'll get like 3 people just lined up right there. That's pretty good. Real quick, I just thought of the one last boost I wanted to show you guys. Actually, two boosts. This wood thing right here, just aim for the right side of it as you walk up to this box, and then shift jump while holding W, and boom, you're up here. Pretty good spot. And then let's pretend you're kind of in like a 1v1 where you know there's a guy right here and you guys are playing this angle. I know, like, I died in a video just I uploaded yesterday, but some people don't know you can actually jump up on these spots. But to do it, I think you have to jump from the stairs here. Like, you can't, I don't think you can do it from right here. Yeah, no, or the first staircase. Maybe you can do it from the first, but I think you have to do it from the second set of stairs, like that. So, yeah, be aware that that's pretty common. And if you're like playing this angle in a 1v1, just be aware someone could jump up there. Like, you know, you clear this. Oh, where'd they go? It could be right there, or they could be in this angle. And then, yeah, I think you guys probably know this, but this I learned from watching Bit on Navi. Like, he'll throw smoke somewhere, say here, and this one's a little easier if you just shift jump while, how am I doing this? I'm holding D and then mid-air I'm pressing W. Oops. Yeah, so if you shift jump and then I'm holding D the whole time, but if I shift jump and then press W in mid-air like that, that's how I like to do that. And this smoke, with this smoke, like,
Smoking.
it actually goes like there. Lets you kind of play this spot, so if I hear somebody cross, I can maybe get a kill there, and then back into cover behind this wood thing, and then play this angle. Play this angle too. Like, these are free kills if you play this spot, I'm telling you. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I really want to talk about. If I think of it, then we can, I guess I can make a part 2 or something like that. Maybe this smoke, which is kind of hard to hit. This one's pretty tough, but see this orange thing in the middle, yellowish orange thing? If you look at the top right of that and jump through them. This one I advise you do with like a scout or an op, because you have to get it like pixel perfect. But let's see if I did it right. Yeah, bad. See how, well, actually I think it's fine. It's just the smoke is, it's not perfect, but it's decent. Yeah. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you want to see me do something similar to this on a different map, comment below what map you want to see next, and I'll be sure to do that. So thanks for watching, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
Yeah. By the way, I'll never let these thoughts see the light of day.